I get it, you've spent hours scrolling through endless listings of capture cards, each one flashing 4K, SDI, ultra-low latency, and you start to wonder if any of them actually deliver what they promise. Too often a device that looks perfect on a photo ends up feeling like a bottleneck when you finally plug it in. And that's the exact mistake I want to help you avoid today. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Blackmagic design UltraStudio 4K Mini sits in that sweet spot between the hobbyist USB dongles and the massive, rack-mounted broadcast rigs. It's built around a Thunderbolt 3 connection, which instantly gives you a 40 gigabits per second pipe to your computer. That bandwidth is the real workhorse behind the scenes, letting you pull in an uncompressed 4K signal from either 12G SDI source or an HDMI 2.0 feed without the dreaded frame drops that plague cheaper cards. First, let's talk about who actually benefits from that kind of throughput. If you're an indie filmmaker who shoots with a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera, a Panasonic GH5, or any DSLR that can output 4K 60 FPS over HDMI, you'll appreciate being able to capture that raw stream directly to your editing workstation. The same goes for live event producers who need a reliable SDI input for a broadcast camera or a switcher. In those scenarios, the UltraStudio 4K Mini becomes a silent partner. You hook the camera to the Mini sits on your desk, and your computer sees a pristine, full-resolution feed that can be recorded or streamed in real time. On the flip side, if you're the kind of creator who just wants to stream a webcam or a console at 1080p, you're probably better off with a budget USB-C capture dongle. The Mini's Thunderbolt requirement means you need a laptop or desktop that actually sports a Thunderbolt 3 port, not just any USB-C. Many newer Ultrabooks have the connector, but some still only offer regular USB-C, and that's a deal-breaker unless you're willing to add an extra adapter, which can introduce latency of its own. Setting it up is surprisingly straightforward for a device that packs this much capability. Install the Blackmagic desktop video drivers. They are available for both macOS and Windows, and you'll see the Mini appear as a video input in almost any major editing or streaming software. I tested it in DaVinci Resolve, OBS, and even Adobe Premiere, and each recognized the device instantly. No extra configuration needed beyond selecting the correct input format. The fact that it's bus-powered via Thunderbolt means you don't have to run a separate power brick, which keeps your workspace tidy. Now, onto the practical strengths that matter once the device is in your workflow. The first thing I noticed was how clean the video signal stayed, even at the highest bit rates. Because the Mini captures in YUV, you retain the full color gamut that a camera like the Pocket Cinema Camera 6K outputs, which is a big win when you're grading in Resolve. The 12G SDI port also means you can run longer cable runs without degradation, a crucial factor if your camera is on a crane or mounted far from your laptop. And the latency? Practically nil. I ran a side-by-side test with a live monitor and the UltraStudio feed, and the delay was imperceptible, a real advantage if you're doing live switching or on-set monitoring. There are a couple of hidden trade-offs that are easy to overlook. The Mini only offers a single input at a time. You can't capture both SDI and HDMI simultaneously. If your workflow requires switching between two sources on the fly, you'll need an external switcher or a second capture device. Also, while the Thunderbolt 3 interface provides massive bandwidth, it's not backward compatible with older Thunderbolt 2 ports without an active adapter, and that adapter adds cost and potential compatibility quirks. Audio isn't handled directly either. You'll have to route sound through your camera or use a separate audio interface, which adds another piece to the puzzle. Another practical point is software compatibility. The drivers are rock solid on macOS, but Windows users have reported occasional driver hiccups after system updates, requiring a quick reinstall. It's not a deal breaker, just